Hello students. In this presentation, I'll be explaining about the different types of pipe materials, which is from your module 5. So let's start. Now, this is the basic definition of a pipe. That is, pipes are nothing but they are the circular closed conduits through which the water may flow either under gravity or under pressure. And water supply pipes mostly they run full, and hence they always run under pressure, unlike the sewer pipelines. And coming to the different pipe materials, we have around 10 types, which are cast iron, wrought iron, steel pipes, galvanized iron pipes, cement concrete pipes, asbestos cement pipes, plastic pipes, lead, copper, and wood stave pipes. Okay, so let's go with each one of these types. The first one is cast iron pipes. Here, these are mainly used for water distribution mains because of centuries of satisfactory experience with it. That is, they have the long life, and also they have the long life because of the resistance to corrosion. And how they are being manufactured? They are being manufactured by two processes. One is ordinary sand molding process, and the other one is the centrifugal process. So the ordinary sand molding process, how it happens is the molten metal is poured into sand lined molds that are set in either a vertical or horizontal position. And what is the difference? See here, horizontally cast pipes are referred to as McQueen pipes, while those cast in vertical position are referred to as pit cast. This is the difference. And then horizontally cast pipes are 100% stronger in tension and 50% stronger in rupture than the pit cast pipes. This is the difference between the two. And the other method is centrifugal process, wherein pipes may be cast either in a sand mold or in a water cooled metal mold. And the former is known as sand spun pipes, while latter are called Delawood pipes. Now these are generally manufactured or cast in lengths of 3 to 6 meter. These are the pictures showing the cast iron pipes. Now coming to their advantages, they are of moderate cost and have long life, and their jointing is easier, and service connections can be easily made in them. And this has already been told that they are resistant to corrosion. And they have few disadvantages as well, which are they may be subjected to tuberculation in certain water, due to which their carrying capacity is reduced as much as 70%, and they are heavier and hence uneconomical when the diameter is more than 120 centimeter. At that time they become heavier for transportation, etc., and also for laying of these pipes becomes difficult, and hence they become uneconomical. They cannot be used for pressure greater than 7 kg per centimeter square, and they are fragile. That is, they can break if they fall from a certain height. Wrought iron and galvanized iron pipes. Now these pipes are manufactured by rolling flat plates of wrought iron, and they are being prepared in proper diameter, and welding of the edges is being done. These pipes are much lighter than the cast iron pipes and can be more easily cut, threaded, and worked upon. And they also look more neater when compared to CI pipes, and are much costlier because of the appearance. And also one of the disadvantages is that they corrode quickly, and hence are used principally for installation within the buildings. They are not being used for the water supply pipelines, and these pipes are usually protected by a coating of thin film of molten zinc. Coated pipes are known as galvanized iron pipes, and they are commonly jointed by screw joint as well as the socket joints. Now these are the examples of wrought iron pipe, and this is the galvanized pipe, which is being coated with the molten zinc. Now coming to the next type, that is steel pipes. Now these pipes are of smaller diameters, and they are made from the solid, but the larger sizes are made by riveting or welding together the edges of suitably curved plates. That is, when for larger lengths, when it is required, then they are to be joined either by riveting or welding, and uh, the larger length can be obtained. The joints may be either transverse and longitudinal or they may be transverse and spiral. One more thing is, this has to be taken care, that is, for they cannot withstand the high external pressures, or that's why they are to be placed under favorable conditions. And steel pipes are more useful to serve as big mains laid above ground, not below the ground, and they are particularly suitable on bridges or under similar conditions where strength and low weight are desired. Most of these pipes are produced plain ended and therefore connected with couplings. The couplings are being used for the connections. And the life of steel pipes is dependent on the quality of protective coating, which is provided on both the external as well as the internal surfaces. So this is a picture showing you the steel pipe. Coming to cement concrete pipes. Cement concrete pipes may be either plain or reinforced and are best made by the spinning process. And here they may be precast or may be prepared at the site. Now there are three types, like it may be the plain cement concrete pipes, which are used for heads up to 7 meter, while reinforced cement concrete pipes are used for heads up to 60 meter, and for still more higher heads, pre-stressed concrete pipes are being used. Now reinforced concrete pipes are used only for large water supply lines but not for distribution systems. And water tightness in low pressure reinforced concrete pipes is obtained by providing sufficient thickness and longitudinal reinforcement. To what extent is at least equal to 0.25% of the cross sectional area of the concrete which is being used to manufacture that pipe. And the whole section should be designed for tensile and bending stresses. The circumferential reinforcement is designed to resist the hoop tension. And water tightness of high pressure concrete pipes may be obtained by insertion of a thin cylinder in the pipe walls, either with or without pre-stressed reinforcement. And the advantages are, they are more suitable to resist the external loads and loads due to backfilling. The maintenance cost is low. The inside surface of pipes can be made smooth, thus reducing the frictional losses. And the problem of corrosion is not there. Pipes can be cast at site and hence the transportation problems are reduced. Due to their heavy weight, the problem of flotation is not there when they are empty, and also expansion joints are not normally required. Disadvantages are, unreinforced pipes are liable to tensile cracks and they cannot withstand high pressure. The tendency of leakage is not ruled out as a result of its porosity and shrinkage cracks. It is very difficult to repair them. Precast pipes are very heavy and it is difficult to transport them. You can see here which are the precast pipes, and some are being manufactured and then they are being laid here. Coming to the next type, that is asbestos cement pipes. This is being manufactured by using the asbestos fire, which is combined with the Portland cement under pressure to form a dense homogeneous structure having strong bond between the fiber and the cement. Now these pipes claim to be completely impervious to passage of water through its walls, but their compressive and tensile strengths used in the design are 200 and 600 kg per centimeter square respectively, and these pipes can be tapped and threaded for service connections in the same manner as iron pipes, and they have smooth internal surface due to which the frictional losses are low, and they are light and can be easily transported, cut, fitted or jointed. They are anti-corrosive and no expansion joints are required here as well. And coming to the disadvantages, they are soft and brittle and hence are very weak under impact loading due to moving traffic. Usually in case of the pipelines which are laid below the ground where the traffic is heavy, and they are not durable and cannot be laid in exposed places, and they are costly as well. Next is copper and lead pipes. These are usually used within the interior of the buildings, and they are usually restricted for conveyance of hot water and for making gooseneck in the service connections. These pipes do not sag or bend due to hot water. That is why they are being used. And they are also resistant to corrosion by acidic or alkaline waters, and they can also withstand high internal pressure. And lead pipes, they are very soft and can be easily bent, and hence they are extensively used in service connections and for internal plumbing. Due to the cumulative poisoning effect of lead, they are not being used recently in the water supply pipelines, and they are also not suitable for conveying acidic water, but you can find them in the apparatus required for alum and chlorine doses. These are the pictures of the copper pipes, and these are the pictures of the lead pipe. Now coming to the next one, that is wood stave pipes. Now the pipes which are made out of wood staves. These are nothing but the wood stave is nothing but a narrow wooden plank which are being held together by steel bands. Now they have been used for many years for water supply pipes, though they were replaced due to lack of capacity. And bored wood pipes are still used in industrial plants where highly corrosive liquids are to be conveyed. And wood stave pipes are of two types here. One is continuous stave and the other one is the machine banded. You can see here, this is the continuous stave and this is the machine banded. Now what is being done in continuous stave is the joints between the sides of the staves are placed radially, while the joints between the ends of the staves are so arranged that they do not come at the same transverse sections, and these are usually manufactured at the site. As you saw in the picture there, they are being manufactured at the site. But machine banded, these are usually manufactured in the factory. The staves are held together by spirally wound bands of either flat steel or wire, and the bands are first coated with asphalt and then wound. The outside of the pipe is then covered with asphalt and rolled in sawdust. That is how it has been done here. Okay, so these can be manufactured in diameters up to 6 meter and for internal pressures up to 10 kg per centimeter square. And they have few advantages and disadvantages, wherein the advantages are they are resistant to freezing, and they are light in weight and easy to repair. Transportation costs are low. They are free from corrosion and electrolysis effect. The disadvantages are they have short life, they are unsuitable for high pressure and cannot withstand external high pressure. The next type is plastic pipes. Now plastic pipes are of recent origin and they are made of synthetic resins of high molecular weight, polymerized from simple components by heat, pressure and catalysts, and these are manufactured from a number of polymerization products such as polypropylene, polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC, and cellulose acetate butyrate. In India, polyethylene and polyvinyl chloride pipes are manufactured at present, and they have many advantages compared to the other types. They are free from corrosion and damage due to freezing and thawing of water in closed pipe. They are cheaper and highly resistant to acidic waters. They are light in weight, easy to handle and transport. They are smooth and possess low hydraulic resistance, and they are good electric insulators as well, and their joining, bending and installation is easy. They have adequate strength and resistant to shock, and they are durable and are unaffected by age, sunlight or weather. So this is the picture. I need not show this because they are very common nowadays, and they have few disadvantages, very less disadvantages, that is they have low resistance to heat. That is to some extent, like the heat of a higher order, the coefficient of expansion is high. Some types of plastic impart taste to water. These are the significant disadvantages, but the advantages are more, and hence they are very much popular for in the water supply. Okay, that was regarding all the different types of pipes. Hope uh, you understood all the different types. Okay, have a good day. Thank you.